That's right. I'm here in the media area and spin room with Vivek Ramaswamy, who ran in the primary race for president. And you're here on behalf of former President Trump. We were just talking about what voters want out of this. And some of the voters I talked to said they want this to be about policy. And that's something that they have not heard from the former president. What type of policy do you think the former president will be bringing up tonight? Is there one specific thing that he can talk about?
I think two areas to focus on are immigration and the economy. We've had the largest illegal mass migration into this country in our lifetime, but what does that mean for the country? What does that mean for crime that we're seeing in cities across this country? I think it's a good topic for both candidates to actually opine on and for the moderators to focus on. And the second is economic growth itself. Prices have gone up, wages haven't, not at the same pace. And Americans feel that in their pocketbook no matter what they're told by the political class or the media. So I think those would be two great areas. And I do agree with that voter you talked to. If this is a debate about historical policy records and policy vision for the future of the country, this is going to be a service to America, this debate will tonight. If this is about past accusations, labels to confer on one candidate or the other, convicted felon this or whatever, I think it's going to be a disservice to the country. And so the question is, in some ways people ask which Biden's showing up or which Trump is showing up. I'm interested in which CNN shows up. And if CNN, as the moderators, focuses this on policy, I think it's going to be good for America.
You know, we have to say that a week from today, he is going back to New York to face a sentencing hearing. Should he also address the conviction and some of the other charges that he's facing?
Look, I think that I have my views. I've been clear about them. It's no secret. I think this conviction in Manhattan is a betrayal of the rule of law itself. And I'm not alone in saying that. Legal scholars, including even some on the center left, have said the same thing. The scenario I worry about, though, is this one, right? Think back to 2020. The Hunter Biden laptop story was suppressed on the eve of the election. And many voters who were surveyed afterwards, independent voters, said they might have changed their vote had they had access to that information. That destroyed the legitimacy of the election in the eyes of so many Americans. I worry about that risk on steroids this time around. In 2024, I want to imagine a scenario. I don't think it's implausible. Let's say Biden narrowly wins an election after calling Trump and labeling him in the media, labeling him a convicted felon. And then the Supreme Court later overturns that conviction, as many legal scholars expect. I worry about what that means for this country, because we are skating on thin ice right now, and we can't take that type of blow of public trust to our confidence.
And one quick question for you, lastly. Can the former president be measured? We don't often see him measured. We see him combative. Can he come in and be measured tonight?
I think Donald Trump has all the octaves on the keyboard available to him. But my best advice to him, and I shared this with him, is you be you. You do what you feel your heart tells you to do, not what anybody else gave you as a pre-specified talking point. But one thing that I do know is in his heart, and doesn't always come across, certainly in a lot of the interviews and otherwise, is he is a president who actually in his heart cares about uniting the country. I don't think that always comes across, but if we see a glimmer of that come across tonight, that's the true Donald Trump that I think the story that doesn't get told. I'm hopeful that it does. It'll be good for the country and also good for showing a lot of independents who are uncertain of how to vote, who they're going to vote for. Another thing I would say is for people who are watching at home, yes, there's immigration, the economy, and everything else. But ask yourself, which of those two leaders is proud of being an American, is proud of being a citizen of this country, is proud and stands for American exceptionalism without apologizing for it? That's something that especially a lot of young people are hungry for right now, is hungry to be part of something bigger than ourselves, hungry to be part of a country greater than the sum of its parts. And I think Donald Trump's embrace of American exceptionalism is something that's an intangible that I hope comes across tonight in a way that brings especially the next generation that's hungry for that along with him.